Welcome to a Kairos Moment podcast, helping small business owners and entrepreneurs save time and money through tips and strategies on social media. I am your host, Sean Heineman, and you can find my website at kairosocial.com. That's with a K. How is everyone doing today? I'm definitely excited about today's podcast. And of course, you know, I'm always excited. And we're here on Blab, but I have special guest with me, Nina Simone, and you are in for a treat. And we're going to discuss the benefits of Blab and why you should use it for business. When I got a chance to reach out to Nina, she was like, yeah. I'm like, oh,
yeah, I was excited.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's on, man, because I've been following her for a while, and she's always adding value, and I would love to hear what she had to talk about on this new platform of Blab. So how are you doing today, Nina?
Good. I'm excited. Thank you for having me. And it's funny when you called me and you were like, yeah, I've been watching you for a while. I just remember when I first started really officially jumping into this, I was watching you and your wife on, I think it was YouTube, and you had your podcast. So you said that, I was like, oh, okay, we should have, really connected earlier. But I'm glad that you reached out, and I'm glad we're doing this. I'm actually super, super excited about this. So.
Yes, most definitely. And this whole benefits of Blab thing, because it's a new platform, and I know you have a wealth of information that you're going to share with our community today. So this is going to be exciting. So let's just jump into this. So if you have your turkey in the oven, I know this is, day before Thanksgiving. Maybe just slow it down just a little bit, because you don't want to miss this, because you want to get as many nuggets as you can, but don't burn the turkey, because people will be mad.
And I've done that on Blab. I've burnt chicken because I went over my time, and so it could be done.
Ooh.
Get addicted. You're talking, and I'm like, what is that smell? So Blab does that to you.
Oh Lord. All right. Well, don't burn a turkey, because Nina's going to help you out. So let's talk about this whole Blab thing. First of all, tell the listeners who you are and what you do for those who might not know Nina Simone.
Okay. I'm Socially Nina, and basically what I do is I help businesses leverage technology, specifically social media. I'm a social media marketing specialist and marketer, and I also am a business coach. So basically what I do is, depending on where you are in your business, if you're just starting out, I have a ton of free things on YouTube and all over for little tips and tutorials and little tweaks you could do when you're getting started and may not have the capital to invest. And then people move along with me, and if they need coaching, I actually help them brand themselves and get noticed on the internet, because if no one knows you have a business, I always say it's it's a hobby. It's not really a business if you're not making money. And then as you move through your journey more and you actually don't have time to handle your own social media, I actually have clients that I do their social media for them. So it depends on which stage you're in, but either way, the whole point is to get your business known online and use the right tools to do it.
Yes. Awesome. Because I was looking at some of your YouTube videos, and you help the brother out on Pinterest, because
everybody's like, I don't know this Pinterest thing. Like, do I just pin, or is there like a thing to it? But I'm like, it's a little bit more than just pinning, but glad I can help.
Yeah, most definitely. What book would you recommend to the aspiring entrepreneur? Maybe about social media, or maybe about being an entrepreneur itself. What book would you recommend?
So one book that I don't hear a lot, and actually one author I don't hear a lot of people suggesting, is Jim Collins. And James Collins. I always have to look, because it's James Collins and it's Jerry. I always forget his name, but the book is called Built to Last: Successful Habits of Visionary Companies. He also has a book called Good to Great. A lot of startups and a lot of smaller companies that are visionary and want to be known for something other than just being a company follow his teachings and follow his trainings. And really what I love about that book is he interviewed, it says 8, but I think he extended it when they redid the book, but he interviewed companies like Sony, Walmart, Hewlett Packard, Disney, all of these well-known brands where if you're 5 years old or if you're 50 years old, you know who they are. Everyone knows what the iPhone is, right? Apple, those type of companies. to find out what their vision was, how they actually created their culture at their company, and explained how that led into management and making decisions and making goals. And for me as a small business owner, he always talks about BHAG. So BHAG, BHAG, is a big, hairy, audacious goal. And I literally have on my wall my BHAG for 2016. Nice. And what it is it's a goal that anyone that's outside of your circle, maybe not in your company, not anyone who knows the power that you have, the goal to them might seem like you can't do it. It's those haters and those family members that are telling you, why are you spending all your time on that? But the people inside your circle, they know that it's attainable for you. So you make your big, hairy, audacious goals. And so that's the main thing I got out of that book. So I love Jim Collins and all of his trainings and teachings. So.
Most definitely. I haven't read it yet. I'm gonna have to check that out. I think I might have heard him on like Entrepreneur on Fire or something. I think I heard.
He seems like he would be on there. A lot of companies base their culture and their goals and their vision on what he said. And he speaks with a lot of startups and things like that. So
nice. Well, I'll have that linked up in the show notes. For those, I got to get it myself, and for those who might be interested, so you can get that goal going on, because I got to get mine for 2016.
And you have to aim high because you can reach it.
Aim high. That's right. What is the biggest mistake you see business owners make when it comes to social media?
The biggest mistake is, number one, trying to be on everything on social media. Like, their cousin's like, oh, you should be on Instagram because I made money on Instagram. So they go on Instagram. Then someone else is like, oh, Facebook ads, go do Facebook ads. So the thing is, it's just like everything else. You want to find out where your people are, and that's where you want to be. You want to find out where you're getting the most traffic and what suits you the best, instead of trying to be on all kinds of different social media. So that's the biggest thing, is you don't have to be a social media manager. You have to find which tool works for your business. And that means finding where your audience is and being on that one or two different social media platforms.
Love that. Good answer. Because a lot of times people get on social media and they think that they could just crush it on every platform.
Yeah. And then, with that too, when you're getting on the platform, just talking about yourself all the time. And, no one wants to hear about you all the time. So even if you have a business and you're doing a service, you want to offer them value in other areas, and you don't have to be so stuffy, so if you find one platform, say Facebook, share things that your audience would like, and stay on there. Don't try to, do everything, because you want to be good at what you do as a business and not necessarily master social media.
Yeah, since you said that, I got to ask you this. What is your favorite social media site?
So, okay, I always say Facebook, but now I'm like, there's so many now. But no, Facebook because of the advertising. But now there's so many other advertising tools and, different things like that. So it's a toss-up between Facebook and then Periscope, just because Periscope, I've been getting a lot of leads, and I've gotten a few different clients. So, I got to go where the money is.
No, that's right.
But Facebook is definitely easier to advertise on. Periscope is easier to get know, like, trust, and get your clients to call you.
Periscope. Yeah, I'm loving Blab. I'm able to grow a following here on Blab quicker than Periscope. And I've been on Periscope longer, but
yeah. I don't know. And it depends, because, I was a Blabaholic forever. And I go back and forth. And I actually have gotten my higher end clients from Blab. And when I say higher end, I love all my clients. But I'm saying maybe some of the clients that have more notoriety, more money, more needs, and things like that, they were on Blab. But I also think Periscope, you're reaching a broader audience. So it depends. I love them both.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I tried Periscope. I don't know what was I missing on Periscope. I don't know. Maybe because I don't look as good as you, or I don't have the pink background. I don't know what's going on. The pink
has helped me in advertising and everything. So I hope you got to get some pink behind you. No, no, but you know what it is. I was a trainer for 8 years, 10 years. So I'm used to talking at people and not necessarily having responses. So I follow that same format, and that's something that I've been comfortable with because I've been a trainer for so long and I love doing it. So on Blab, it's conversational. And I always tell people, you have a connection on Blab. You have a one-on-one or four, people connection, and it's a genuine connection. On Periscope, you're talking at people, quote unquote. You're talking to them, and you could get the comments, but you're still not making as deep of a connection in my mind. So for me, being on Blab is more of finding other experts and interviews and discussions and kind of panels, where Periscope for me is more of training. So I've found that it's easier to train on Periscope than it is on Blab.
Awesome nuggets. I'm enjoying this myself.
It took me a while to figure that out, because I would do like Wednesday, trainings, and I'm like, I wasn't feeling the energy, but I'm like, okay, this isn't my training space. This is my, discussion panel type place.
That's a good nugget right there, because a lot of people kind of can't tell the difference. So that's a good nugget right there.
Thank you.
And no problem. Why should business owners use Blab, and what are the benefits? I know you kind of touched on it a little bit, but
yeah. So one of the things in answering that, I know a lot of people are afraid to get on film and camera and things like that. You could still use Blab without getting on the camera. I know someone who joins each of my Blabs. Each of the Blabs I jump into, she's gotten on camera like maybe once, but she gets so much value for it. So I want to make sure people know that just because it's a video or live streaming app, you can think of Blab as TV, and that's how they're kind of promoting it, as TV. So you could watch, you could actually soak up knowledge. And as a lurker, someone who's just going in and receiving information, you can actually ask questions and engage, which is different than TV. You're learning, but you're like, wait a minute, I didn't get that point. So you can ask questions and things like that. So that's one on the lurker side. And everyone says lurkers as if it's a bad word, but 90% of people on the internet are lurkers. So you're okay there. The second part of that is when you're joining, the benefit, and the benefit to me has been, I was able to connect with experts directly. So making comments in the side and them speaking on a subject and them saying, oh, Nina, jump in. And then someone else seeing that I'm in there with them. And I always tell people, if you don't know what you're talking about, don't jump in. But if you do, this is your way to be seen with experts.
I like that.
They're good. Tweeting out, you're having discussions, people, in Snapshot, go back and take a screenshot and post and, link to it and all that. That's what I was doing. I'm like, here's me with Michael Stelzner. This is me with Subi Zimmerman. And so that's one of the benefits. The other benefit is, it seems like people are more willing to connect with you. And when I say people, I mean the experts. I started instantly asking people, hey, can I interview you? There were other people who had asked me to take a look at their products from my YouTube videos. And I asked them, okay, so I was going to do a video, or I could interview you on Blab. And so I had a couple of, the owner of Add Espresso, the owner of Relay That, couple other apps, but they were all open because they knew that it was advertising for their company. And for me, it gave me credibility, like, ooh, look who I know, like right. I'm a star like them, kind of, So, for businesses, the benefit there is connecting with experts, being seen with them, having conversations with them, really like being in a room with VIPs and being able to go up and shake their hand.
Yeah, that's good, because I asked Sandy Krakowski the other day would she interview with me, and she was like, I love Blab, we can jump on. I was like, cool. So I sent her an email. I'm like, I'm looking forward to it,
Yeah.
So yeah, Blab is that, because I've seen your video, I've seen your pictures with Stelzner, and I was like, wow, I'm like, that's awesome. So
yeah, you have to take. So that's the thing. Just like having a business, if no one knows, then this is the part where you do the humble brag, right? But you act like you're cool about it. Like, oh, this is me just chilling with Mike on Blab. You got, and half the times I was listening and I'm like, you don't have your makeup done, you're jumping on and stuff. But the thing is, take snapshots, tweet it out, put it in your social media retweets, like retweet it. I don't do that, but I'm going to start going back and getting them. But, show off a little bit, and it builds your credibility. So.
No, I totally agree with that. I totally agree, because there's times that I've jumped on Blabs, and it's funny because you said, if you didn't have on your makeup or something, of course I don't wear makeup, but sometimes there's, I'll be on Blab and I'm just kind of like chilling, right? And people be like, hey, so they read your bio. Can you jump in for a minute? And I'm
right.
Like,
so I'm just gonna make my camera less blurry. That's the power of your profile if you do it right.
Yes.
Because people don't let you know that they're looking at your profile. So if you put, I'm an expert, I don't do that. But, if you put you're an expert, put what you're into or put what you're talking about or what you do in your business, they're like, oh, you're a specialist in this, jump in. Or if you're just giving value or answering questions on the side, people, it's like you know each other. It's like going to a party and someone's like, hey, can you pass me that beer? Yeah. Okay. And then you're friends, for life because of the beer. It's the same thing on Blab. And I feel like it's a community, not just amongst the people. And I see people that I love from Blab that I met in person joining now, but also outside of Blab, when you start meeting them in person and you start doing, collaborations, there's, I've met tons of people. So it's like, it's just a family. And then also Blab itself, their support treats you like family.
Yeah, most definitely. And I know this is kind of shooting from the hip, but I have to ask you this since you talked about it. How about the bio? I mean, how can the bio help? I know you were saying about some of being an expert and stuff like that, but so does the hashtags really make a difference with this on Blab? I don't think so.
It's not really, you're not really searching profiles from Blab. It's not really things that you search. Hashtags make a difference in the title of your Blab because you're tweeting it out. So anytime you tweet it out, like I'm about to do now, you basically are sending out that hashtag. So what I do is I do hashtags that have to do with my audience, entrepreneurs, social media, Periscope, things like that. So you want to name it where people for things people would search for. So your profile is more of people are nosy and they stalk you online, right?
Yeah.
They stalk you online. So what they're doing is if they've never seen you, like us two in the seat, they're going to click on my name, right? And I forgot what I have. So let's see. So it says social media marketing strategist and coach, vlogger, and video marketing, right? So if I'm in the audience and they're talking about video marketing, they might click on my name and say, oh, Mina, join. So that's the importance of your profile. And don't make it stuffy. Mine's a little stuffy there. I have my links in there, but you could be a little creative also.
Yeah, most definitely. That's good. I'm reading these.
The comments are hilarious.
Yeah, right. So how can business owners grow their audience on Blab? I know you kind of touched on some of those things, but is there anything that you really see that can stand out? Because I see even for you have like 1,000, you got like 1,600 followers. And how long have you been on Blab for?
I think it says the days, right? I haven't been on there a lot lately, but I want to say like a couple months or something.
Yeah.
So let me, I'm going to explain to you what I did and how it benefited me. I would jump into any Blab where I thought it was somebody that was somebody or somebody that I admired. And I would act like they were my best friend. And that's how I got Dr. Venus Opal Reese as a client,
Yes, I've seen that.
Yes. And, and I actually support her. I'm part of her team now. And she recommends me to other people. I end up going to her live event. I actually host on Mondays, her Millionaire's Mindset. Every Monday, I host her Blab. That's part of my social media services. She also recommended me to do that with someone else who we may be starting soon. So my point there is when you get there, this is one time that being a lurker will not work if you do not engage. So be an engaged lurker, even if you don't jump in. If someone answers a question when they're in the seat, you could answer it if you have a different answer. Just don't be rude about it. Just say, oh, and ask them questions. Use the /Q because you'll be seeing more. Ask questions, tweet it out, tag people, follow people. You have to be engaged. Even if you're not on the screen, you have to be engaged. Follow people that you admire and you speak up. So I know Jeannie, it says, Nina, you are 99 tomorrow. I'm almost 100 days on Blab. Good to know. Wow. Thank you, Jenny Q.
Hello, Jenny.
So there's a couple people on here that I just started engaging with, and they do it the same. You treat them like friends. You treat them like family. You really engage with them, and then you build a friendship, and you start tweeting out, hey, do you want to collab? Sure, let's collab.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how, you build it up.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Because even when we were, when I was getting everything together and I seen we scheduled this, and then I started sharing it on social media, and people was just like, oh, cool. Like, what time? What time is it going to be? And I was just like,
my people are always like, I love my little circle of people because they're like, okay, where are we going to be? And I know Wake Up Better is like, he does like Periscopes. People Bonita's on here all the time, but we all collaborate and support each other. So, yeah.
That's great. Yeah, you have a very active audience, which is always beneficial, and I know because you add so much value.
Thank you.
So that's always a plus. And like I like what you said as far as engaging, because I'm a lurker. I'll admit.
Who else is a lurker? Raise your virtual hand. I'm not. I'm always talking.
Yeah, it's like, because that's how I'm able to, I write a lot of blog posts and videos. I'm able to, the people asking questions. So yeah, you can be a good lurker to a degree.
And this is the thing. I would love to say I attribute it to me being, some mastermind, this and that. I hate blogging. I hate writing. I hate blogging.
Yeah.
And I'm actually very good at writing. I used to get A's in class, all that kind of stuff. But I'm like, why am I going to write it if I can record a short video? And that's how my YouTube, people would ask questions. I'm like, hold on, I'll do a video. It's easier for me. And that also comes from being a trainer and thinking that you have to write steps and pictures every time you ask a question. So I'm like, let me just video it, do a recording real quick. So I love video because it's a lot easier. And I think there's people who love to blog. There's people that love to do videos, and you could pick your poison, but don't ignore the other one, and that's the thing. If you're not someone who likes to get on video, get on Blab and comment. After the Blab, embed it in your own blog and write a write-up about someone else's blog. Or someone else's Blab. You can get noticed a lot of ways without actually being on camera. So just be creative and tag those people, retweet those people, thank them for their points. There's a lot of ways, you can get followers and engagement and build your audience.
Most definitely. Because even with these videos, when you're doing these Blabs, once we finish recording this and once it airs, I can just upload this organically on Facebook.
Right.
And then it's gonna drive traffic alone because you got the pretty pink background. Like, who's gonna pass that?
Yeah, pink. I would tell everybody to get pink, but I don't want them to copy. So, but get you a color and put it back there, or get something. But yeah, it's amazing how you can repurpose. People forget that you can repurpose. So I like that you said put it on Facebook. Some people put it on YouTube. I don't do that because it drives down numbers. But you want to make sure that you are repurposing content. Just because you share it once, you share it over and over and over again.
Right. But you said it drives down your numbers if you upload this on YouTube? So
the way YouTube ranks you is a couple different things. One, one of the top ones is after someone watches your video. So basically how long they stay on your video.
Right.
After they watch your video, if they go to someone else's video, it doesn't matter if it's someone else's, it's yours, but after they go to another video, basically how long they stay on YouTube. Right. So if you have a 45-minute video and most people watch YouTube videos between 4 and 7 minutes,
yes,
how long are they going to stay on your video? So that's number one, ranking go down. 2, they may not even go to someone else's because usually when you're finished with your YouTube video, it suggests another one that's similar, right? Right. So if they don't finish it, they're just kind of poking around or they're not going to another video. So there's tons of other reasons why, but those are the main things for me. You want to keep your videos between 4 and 7 minutes, and 2, you want to keep people on YouTube.
Right. Most definitely. Wow. That's good stuff. Nuggets all day. Nuggets. Let me ask you this. Are there ways you can monetize on Blab?
Oh, yes. In the last couple of months between between Blab and Periscope, it's been a blessing for me to have both, because I've been able to reach people that I haven't been able to reach before. And so the way you do it can be different for everyone. There's several people who have these courses on how they did it and this and that. But the truth is, it always comes down to know, like, and trust and call to action.
Yes.
You know, you want to build an audience that knows who you are, okay? Because if you're not out there, you're not being seen, you don't have a brand, again, you're just doing a hobby. They want to know who you are, know what you do, know what you can offer, and then like that information. Like today, we were doing a Periscope, and someone said they were watching someone and they were rude. They don't like you. You might know what you're talking about, but they don't like you. So they want to know and like you, and then trust you enough to purchase from you. So you want to actually give enough value. That's why I've built this whole last year. I've been doing a lot of free stuff, you know, from videos to freebies to checklists to all of that, because I wanted people to know, hey, I love this stuff. I'm passionate about it. I know what I'm talking about. And then the next part is, so buy from me because I'm going to give you exactly what I told you and more. And that's what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Most definitely. Yes, I'm loving this. And of course, thank you. Yeah, right. Thank you for.
I love in the comments, you guys. I love this.
I know it's like so much love on here. I'm feeling the love.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. People always motivate me when they say that. I'm like, oh my goodness. Especially when I meet people in person, they're like, oh, I watched your YouTube. I'm like, really? Let's take a selfie. So when I see stuff in the comments, you know, I really appreciate you guys, because it honestly, I love this stuff and it comes naturally. So to be able to then put it on something like Blab or Periscope to help another entrepreneur, and then also be paid for what you love, you know, it's just, as long as you have your call to action and you bring them somewhere else, you can monetize any social media.
Mm-hmm, most definitely. I agree. And, you know, you was talking about meeting people in person, and I seen, who was that? Oh, Lene.
Yes.
Lene Javette. I seen you guys had something going on, an event or something.
So this is the story with Lene. I met her years ago at an Urban Professionals meetup, and this was right before she started Coalsire.
Okay.
And at that time, I was selling T-shirts, and I was selling, I was doing logos, and that's when at the event, I sold enough shirts to actually pay for my trip. So I went into a little bit more marketing and things like that. That actually was like step one of me getting here.
Nice.
And so I was like by the pool at this party that we were at. It was, you know, for Urban Professionals selling. They're like, oh, you're the T-shirt lady. So I sold the T-shirts, and people are like, well, do you do logos? I was like, I can. Okay, can you do custom shirts? And so anyways, it led down that. And then, you know, websites, all that kind of stuff. So when Lene went her way and then I went my way, we still would recommend each other for things. And she happened to be coming to Atlanta. And I always support Lene and what she's doing. So that was actually more of a reunion than a, you know, first meeting. We've known each other for years.
Nice. Yeah, because she's out here in Arizona, and I got to connect with her, and she came to one of my classes, and I'm like, that's what's up. So when I seen you two together, and it's always a good thing to be able to meet people in person. I think that really kind of solidifies a relationship when you go over from Blab to in person. Yeah. So most definitely. Go ahead.
I met, like, there's tons of people in here that I met in person. I did like a month of conferences, and it was, you know, it was at that point where I'm like, okay, should I have done this? And then after, it was like all worth it. But I met B. Bonita, I met Dr. Finch, a couple of different people in here, but seeing people on Blab and Periscope, and then going to Social Boom, Periscope Summit, and then going to Dr. Venus's luxury event, when you meet them, and I'm not a person who hugs, but I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm hugging them. And you know, the first thing you think of is not business, but it's friendship. And, you know, we're just now getting around to doing collaborations and stuff, but it really solidifies that virtual relationship.
Mm-hmm, yes. So you just do the church hugs. You're not really a hugger. You just
my friend said I don't know how to hug, and so she's like, you do. Yeah, she was like, you give. What she say? That I don't want to hug you hugs, and the, you know, like a stinky old man hug. But you know, I'm learning.
Right. Most definitely. That's awesome. Well, Nina, thank you so much for being a guest today on a Kairos Moment podcast. I definitely enjoy myself, and I've learned so much from you, and even just from connecting with you over social media. So give everyone your contact information and how they can get in touch with you.
So first of all, thank you so much for having me. I always get like excited when people ask to interview me. I'm like super juiced, telling my team like, oh, so I'm probably more excited than you are. So thank you for this opportunity. And thank you everybody who joined. I love the people that I connect with, because we always support each other, and I appreciate it. So Socially Nina. If you look for Socially Nina anywhere, Google, YouTube, anywhere, that's me. But if you go to sociallynina.com, I have freebies, on there and all of that. But also, I have a group, Business Mastermind. So if you go to sociallynina.com/BMM, and we will be doing some changes in 2016, but you can connect there. There's about 1,700 entrepreneurs in that group. And really, I tell people, if you have like friends and family that may not understand your struggle, go to that group, because we definitely understand. And that's where you ask questions. That's where you vent, all of that kind of stuff. So yeah. Awesome. Socially Nina. That's where I am, everywhere.
Everywhere. So you heard it from here. Make sure you connect with Nina, because, of course, as you see the great job that she's done today, I can imagine all the stuff that she have on her website, and just seeing the stuff that she have on Facebook. Like I said, she helped me out on my Pinterest. Helped the brother out.
I don't know why Pinterest is so overwhelming to everyone. Yeah, we'll have to do more on Pinterest.
Yes. Yeah. So everyone, so make sure you connect with Nina. She's been a great guest today. Also, make sure that you subscribe to our podcast, Kairos Moment Podcast, on Stitcher, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and recently submitted to Google Play. So I'm excited about, because I'm in the whole, I love podcasting. So once I heard Google Play opened up the doors, yes, I said, let me jump in, right? So make sure you check us out there as well. Hit the subscribe button, leave us a rating and a comment. I would greatly appreciate it. Let me know how we are doing. This is Sean Heineman with special guest, Socially Nina Simone. Thanks again. And we'll be talking to you soon. Take care.